Wow, what an honor this is. I would hardly have thought that we would have a crowd of this type, of this dedication, because of vouchers. When we first started down that path, and Dave Brennan visited with me on numerous occasions, and he asked, why wouldn't you sponsor this particular legislation? I said, well, I would. I have no idea, however, whether the House and the Senate would pass it. So we began drafting, and that's one of the most important things that a legislator can do is to look at the drafting of the language. And that became very clear to me later when when the law went on down to the Supreme Court of the United States, and all I could think of when I woke up in the middle of the night was, suppose Nino Scalia, in his opinion on this, says, had they had a better draftsman in the legislature in Ohio, this might be legal, might be constitutional. So, needless to say, I was delighted with the opinion for a number of reasons. I think one of the people who argued that case is not here this evening. She's a judge on the 10th District Court in Columbus. But she did a magnificent job. Her effort on that argument in front of the United States Supreme Court really belied the fact that I think she's about 5 foot and 1 inch tall. She stood tall in that courtroom that day, and she brought a message to the justices that they upheld. I'll never forget getting the word that that had occurred. But of course, there was a great deal of background. Governor Voinovich had intervened, and as I had the privilege of drafting and carrying the bill, we talked often on the telephone. And his commitment to the children of this city, but more importantly to children generally, made him an outstanding governor. And as a result of that, he backed us on this bill. I'll never forget the courage that David Brennan showed in standing up for this legislation. His effort was endless, it was perpetual, it was all of those good things, and he brought that to bear on this legislation. I do not believe that David is with us here this evening, but I want you to know that he continues to carry this movement in his heart and in his life. And very frankly, he has been persecuted for it by much of the media. He has been a leader in this program without question. I was so pleased that I could see Bill Patman here this evening. In 1995, Bill Patman was one of 2 members of the Cleveland City Council who supported our effort. And he has continued to work for the children of this state over and over, and you heard tonight what he had accomplished in this most recent session. Understand, he is not a member of the majority. He is, however, in the hearts of the majority, one of our members, and we really appreciate the work that he did in this session. This has been a remarkable journey. The mayor of the city of Cleveland most recently came to us. I started working with him about a year and a half ago, before I was even sworn in as Speaker, because he had a concern for the children of this community, just as Bill Patman and Fannie Lewis had. And we talked about various approaches. We worked on different drafts. And I am pleased to announce, because I'll be chairing the Rules Committee tomorrow, that this bill, the Cleveland Plan, is coming to the floor of the House of Representatives tomorrow. I want to thank all of those, and there's so many here. My dear friend Matt Huffman from over in Allen County has pursued an approach to a change in how we operate with the non-public school part of our agenda. Others have been very much involved in this. But I want to thank those of you who are here this evening, because by the numbers in which you have turned out, you have shown that our cause is a great cause, that the work we do is for the children, and that at the end of the day, these children will have opportunities that we never dreamed of, and our state will be made greater by the ability that they have to serve, whether it's in public service, whether it's as employees and workers in businesses. We have an opportunity which has come from those of you here tonight. Those children are a blessing. I'll never forget when Dave gave me a phone call. Dave Brendan called me and he said, "You know, Bill, the teachers organization in the Cleveland parochial schools met today." And I said, "Well, that's great." He said they voted to allow one extra child in each classroom. And he said, "Those are the golden children, the ones who would not have had a chance, but for the generosity of those teachers who are willing to take on extra children." Let us never forget that those who really carry this movement forward are the teachers who have been engaged in it. And I thank God for them and for the parents who seek out the product that we have produced in different ways. May Almighty God bless them and the work that they do.